A very warm welcome to all of you. This current initiative of Zoological Society of Assam has got its real wings due to the dynamic leadership and magnetic personality of dear friend Professor Jogen Chandra Kalita, who is also the General Secretary of the organization. We are all very thankful to him. In this session, we are going to discuss about an introduction to the concept of environment. So learning outcomes, meaning and definition of environment. We will look into the meaning of environment ecological factor, then the types of environment and the segments of the global environment. Now, first is meaning and definition. The term environment comes from the French word environ, which means everything that surrounds us. So, what we are surrounded with, that constitutes the environment. Having said that, the official definition of environment given by Government of India in the Environmental Protection Act is a very specific one. And what it says is that environment includes water, air, and land, and the interrelationship which exists among and between water, air, and land on one hand, and human beings, other living creatures, plant, microorganism, and property on the other hand. So, whatsoever interrelationship is there between the physical part of the environment and the living part of the environment, that is within the physical part, within the living part, and between them, that is considered to be as the environment. So what are its effects? Environment, the sum total of all external forces, influences, and condition affect the life, nature, behavior, growth, development, and maturation of living organisms. So basically, all processes of life from the moment our organism is born to the moment the organism dies is under the control of environment. Environmental factor, any external force, substance, or condition which surrounds an organism is known as a environmental factor or a ecological factor. Now, these factors, they may be abiotic or they may be biotic, and the sum of all abiotic and biotic factor forms the environment of the living organisms. Types of environment, we have four basic types. We have abiotic and biotic environment, then the socio-cultural and the psychological environment. Abiotic environment is also known as physical or natural environment. It is of two types, natural environment like the seas, oceans, forests, human-made environment such as the cities, towns, etc. Biotic environment, it is the biological environment or the organic environment. It is the living part of the earth and it constitutes plants, animals, human beings, microorganisms. Socio-cultural environment is the environment which is created by man through his different social and cultural activities and thinking. It includes social traditions, values and beliefs, levels of literacy and education, the ethical standards of state and society, conflict, the extent of social stratification, and this part of the environment is studied by economists, sociologists, politicians, and other such people. Psychological environment, each individual lives in his own psychological environment. Kurt Lewin used the term life space to explain psychological environment. Environmental psychology deals with the behavior in relation to environment. It studies the ways of promoting conservation of natural environment by designing better buildings, towns, and cities, taking into consideration the behavioral needs and responses of the people. So segments of the global environment we have atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and the main one that is the biosphere. Atmosphere, it is the blanket of air surrounding the earth which has made the uh, existence of life possible. At sea level, the gases are 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.03% carbon dioxide, water vapor. It varies from place to place. Earth is called a blue planet because of the presence of water. We have fresh water, salt water, brackish water. All together is known as the hydrosphere, and it consists about 70% of the surface of the Earth. Lithosphere, it is the solid outer part of the Earth. Biosphere, it is the place where life exists on Earth. The term was coined by Edward Suess in 1875. We may have land, water, and air, but unless and until there is life on it, it cannot be considered as a part of the biosphere. Important days related to environment, we have 2nd February as the World Wetlands Day, March 22nd as the World Water Day, 22nd April the Earth Day, and 5th of June the World Environment Day. Thank you for your patient hearing.